What's up, everybody, and welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a protein peptide, active protein peptide, called Follistatin. Now this is a follow-up to, I already did a video about Follistatin that's been up for quite some time, and I'm not sure, I gotta go back and watch the video. I probably should have done that before I started filming, but the Follistatin research that I was involved in before had 4 or 5 subjects, all of different ages, different levels of training behind them, similar diets, as far as it was a high protein diet, but all of them had different ways of eating throughout the day. Like some of them would eat 2 meals, some would eat 5 meals, some would eat 1 meal. So bottom line was everything was all over the board and it was different. So therefore, if the follistatin was being researched, all 3 of them could have possibly had different results. However, that's not what happened. So to recap, everyone gained strength fast. And I mean, if it was started to be researched on Sunday, Monday you were strong already. Throughout the week, the strength continued to go up. Now this is going back about a year or 2 ago. And at the same time, the company that was sourcing the follistatin was supposed to be bullshit and just salt, and the stuff was no good and it was fake. But anyways, and none of these subjects were told what to expect. All of them just said, hey, myostatin inhibitor, okay, something new, something cool, let's give it a shot. They researched it and all of them had the same results. Strength went up straight through the week, better pump in the gym, and here's the kicker, that even after these individuals, who may have lived in other countries besides America, stopped taking the follistatin, some of them took steroids, some of them didn't. When they stopped taking the steroids, they still maintained their strength for a long period of time. The ones that continued to blast and cruise never lost their strength. Their strength stayed, which means the follistatin didn't cause an increase in strength and then a drop when the follistatin came out of the system. It maintained it somehow, which means did it permanently block myostatin? I don't know how it works. I have no idea. So now that fast forwards us to 2013. Follistatin is kind of dropped off out of the fad of what it was before, but it's still around. The no tag follistatin, 344, I think it is, 334, whatever. Bottom line is, I decided myself to do a little more research on this stuff since it's around again. And I said, okay, let's see what happens. Now, this is going years later. This is a whole different batch, whole different system, whole different, everything that is being done. Weight training, diet is the same, however. So consistently, anything that an individual or subject adds into their program, you're going to see whether it works or not quickly. So the follistatin was introduced into the program to the subject, and this was on, I think, a Sunday it was introduced into the system. Monday, the subject was strong already. He noticed that the weights that he was lifting on Friday, again, were light on Monday. Now, this is a shock because the subject did not have proper sleep. He did have all his meals in him, and he was not really looking forward to going to the gym, but, just get it done. Lighter. So now he said, that's kind of interesting. Everything feels a little bit lighter. Tuesday, the subject goes in the gym. Everything feels a little bit lighter again, and this is the same exercises because the subject was doing a full body routine every single day of the week to see how he would respond. The same exercises as the day before, but stronger. Better pump. Very interesting. This went on for the whole week. Now, after the week, the subject's okay. I've pushed to the point where I've actually almost injured myself because I've trained so hard, because it went up so fast and I wasn't smart enough to say, okay, this is too much of a good thing, and decided to back down. Now, that will conclude that week of the subject's research. And again, it was the same thing that happened 2 years ago to the subjects that took it then. The same thing. The very quick increase in strength, and it continued to go throughout the week. Now, the subject will be starting a new week, because he's in another country, he's not in America. The subject will be starting a new week, again, with a lower intensity, a lower volume routine, and staying within a certain rep range. Okay, so he's not going to be training to failure. He'll be training like a certain rep range. Now, he'll be able to see again whether or not the strength has declined after a week. So no one really understands how long the follistatin works for yet. That's the thing. If there is a myostatin issue, it will work. If there is no myostatin issue, it means you're like basically like myostatin deficient, like the Belgian blue ox. It's not going to do anything. So if we gave it to the blue ox, it's not going to work. So how long does it suppress myostatin for? How long does it cause this increase in strength? How long before baselines reach normal again? That's the question. So one dose of follistatin could possibly last 1 week up to 3 months. Who knows, depending on the individual and the subject. So the idea is if it suppresses myostatin that well, and there's going to be a certain point where you're not getting any stronger and you don't feel that pump anymore, but more than likely that is when the baseline has returned back down. So the follistatin has run out of your system, the myostatin is starting to come back up. That would be the time that the next dose would take place for the subject to bring it back down again and continue the research like that. But if, now, hypothetically, this is a theory because none of this has been proven. Theoretically, and this is scientific, science is theories, theoretically, if you can keep suppressing that myostatin with the follistatin and you're using heavier weights to hit the same rep range as you were before, that equals to more muscle mass. Plain and simple. And I'm not talking more muscle mass within a year. I'm talking about within a month's time, 4 weeks' time, you should have more muscle mass on your frame, or the subject's frame, and you should be stronger as long as that myostatin has been suppressed by the follistatin. So I'll keep you guys posted as to what happens with this subject. If any of you are outside of America and looking for research grade peptides, ergopep.com, they do have a follistatin no tag 344. They do also have the myostatin HMP, which is the HMP human myostatin peptide, which I've seen firsthand that stuff in action. And I can tell you this much: if someone gets very ill leading into a competition where they normally lose weight, feel like shit, lose muscle, and introduce that myostatin HMP to their routine right away, right then, not only would they not, while they're sick, not get weaker, but they get stronger, and not just maintain their muscle mass, they get bigger, okay, while they're sick, and are able to continue to train and make it to the show. So bottom line, these things have their applications, and because there's no research really done on them for bodybuilding and stuff like that, we're not really sure yet, but the research is coming, guys. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostrengthtraining.com is the blog. I'm BioS3, and I approve this message, and we're Follistatin Bicep, and we're out.